Happy holidays. I'm Dana Denha, and you are watching FYI. As we bid 2017 a farewell, let's take a look back at some of the stories covered on FYI throughout the year in the second installment of the Year in Review. Since 2013, First Fridays Ypsilanti have been bringing the community closer through the arts and business, and recently they gathered to entertain another facet of the neighborhood. The first annual Ypsi Pride brought the masses to Washington Street in honor of the LGBTQ community.
It's just a bunch of queer people getting together and having a good time, eating, dancing, a bunch of booths everywhere, and it's pretty rad.
We wanted to make Ypsi feel a little bit more safe for those of us who identify as queer or LGBT. And we also thought maybe it was a time to kind of claim that Ypsi Pride name again.
The rainbow-inspired bash welcomed one and all.
We have about 13 or 14 tents of artists or resources. And then on the stage we have several different drag performers, spoken word artists, we had a comedian, and 3 bands. So it's a bit of an eclectic group on our stage tonight.
We're here today taking photos of people, as you can see behind me with the red duct tape, to help spread awareness of bullying and suicide. People who are dealing with the bullying and dealing with suicide can reach out and see all of these people who are saying, I love you, I care about you, I'm here for you, I don't want you to feel alone. To try to create a sense of unity and community through it.
To learn about your community, to learn about the people that live in your community that identify in this way, and it humanizes the community.
I've been dreaming of Ypsi having a pride for years. There's so many queer people here. It was just a matter of time before they all came together and had a party, you know.
One Ypsilanti attraction brought Vegas-style play to Depot Town for one night only. Check out this high-stakes play next. Hey, the Michigan Firehouse Museum went all in during casino night.
We have an educational mission to both preserve Michigan's firefighting history as well as to teach and promote fire safety. So we do a lot of kids and scouts and school educational programs. We do a lot with fire safety and home safety, as well as saving the historic vehicles and the history of firefighting in the state.
This evening delivered high stakes and one-of-a-kind entertainment.
I'm looking forward to seeing Neil Diamond. I hear he's going to be here tonight.
We have blackjack, which most people are very familiar with. We have a roulette wheel. We have a craps table. And then we have a large money wheel. And then in addition to that, we have one poker table. It's a let it ride poker game. And at the end of the night, you take all your winnings and you turn them in for door prize tickets. And you enter to win some wonderful prizes that have all been donated by the community.
We're so lucky here in Ypsilanti to have the museum. We do a lot of things in a partnership for public safety, for fundraisers, so it's a great asset.
Washtenaw Community College seems to always be hosting events to tackle a myriad of interests, and the Rotary Club took advantage of that hospitality. During the 4th annual Michigan International Festival, you could be a world traveler right in the comfort of our county, all thanks to the Rotary Club.
We want to provide an international experience. You walk in the door, you see a few flags, you get a feel of the world. You go in and you sit down for an hour and a half and you see performances from Korean dance to young Chinese musicians. We have a karate demonstration. So, we try to just provide a cultural experience. And then our silent auction.
There are various items out here, from a cruise on Lake Erie on a 38-foot sailboat to 3-night stay at an Airbnb in San Juan, Puerto Rico. A lot of the money we're going to collect today is going to go toward Polio Plus. And what Polio Plus is it's a challenge that Rotary put out in 1985 to cure polio around the world. Right now there's only 3 countries left that have polio. And so far in 2017, there's only been 3 cases reported in the world, which is exciting. We're almost done.
So it's a win-win for everybody. We all get to come together, have a great time, and then at the end of the night, we have money that we can use to support people who are less fortunate.
When entering Ann Arbor's Teen Center, the neutral zone, attentions were captured as kids learned about the latest tools in the DIY zone. Over the decades, skateboarding has proven to have staying power. But as technology creeps into all facets of life, this recreational sport has taken the electronic leap.
A2E Skate is Michigan's largest social hub dedicated to the building of DIY electric skateboards. If they're interested in building one themselves, rather than going to the store and buying something complete, and just a little bit of knowledge on motors and electronics and skating in general.
The technology didn't stop there. Kids were off to the races on the neutral zone track.
It's your standard hoverboard that you stand on with a seat and a third wheel. So you basically ride it by pulling these levers on the side to turn. We were doing time trials, trying to get the best times going around the track. And we had prizes. We gave away a hover cart, we gave away t-shirts, we gave away, beanies and stickers and things. So it was really fun. We have a maker workshop, we have a film festival, we have music, and so it's just kind of a coming together of makers, artists, filmmakers, you name it. So it's a really cool, super chill vibe, great atmosphere, a lot of good people.
Fur was flying as cat lovers got their fix at a local cafe. Watch all the fuzzy fun next. The tiny Lions Cat Café is a place to meet and greet some feline friends.
It's really a place you can come in, do your homework, you can come and just hang out with friends, you can drink coffee, and you hang out with cats. It's also an adoption center. So all the cats that come here are up for adoption.
It's a really cool space to be able to come and hang out and see these cats that are up for adoption and be able to interact with them in a way that it's really a lot harder to do just at the Humane Society.
You can even rub paws with the best of them as the cafe hosts events like movie and game nights.
We're just hanging out with the cats and playing board games with them.
If you love cats and if you love to play board games and if you love both of them, then this is the right place for you to come.
You really see cats in more a natural habitat, like at a home, and really get to see their personality. And you get to see cats' personalities where you probably wouldn't see naturally in more of a cage setting. And you really get to bond with the cat. I love it here, it's amazing.
It's been 6 years in the making. Now Ann Arbor is officially the first city in southeast Michigan to have a universal access playground, free to the public. The Ann Arbor Rotary Club Centennial Playground is making Gallup Park a must-visit destination for families.
We now have accessibility available to all children, all families, all caregivers. Everybody has a safe place to play. It's awesome. Gallup is one of the largest parks in our community, and so when you have 600,000 visitors, the odds are you're going to have a lot of people with disabilities. And since 1 in 5 people have a disability, that's a whole lot of folks that you could be meeting and getting services for. And so we're really excited that it's here.
The Playscape is a safe place where imaginations soar while learning about the landscape of our city.
Children enter the mystical world of fairyland, and they get to see what might happen behind those fairy doors, where there might be a place to play and it might be a place to learn how fairies would enjoy themselves.
These surfaces are all smooth and soft. There's curved surfaces that you can climb on. There's a bird's nest back over there that you can climb up to and then take a slide down. You'll see signs around that tell you, like, this is the prairie section of the park. And it mimics, in a little version of the world of the Gallup Park around us, the sorts of terrains and settings that make up this park. So there's an educational aspect as well.
It's more accessible, and everybody with disabilities, like people in wheelchairs like me, they are able to come here and they're able to enjoy parks.
We're just so thankful that our city supports the continued inclusion and diversity of what makes up our community.
Huron Valley Ambulance, or HPA, is searching for some new blood, so to speak. Learn about their career education path next. HVA opened their doors to interested individuals to show what their life could be like as a first responder.
We have an open house with a goal of trying to introduce students to what we do on a first level basis and get them acclimated and hopefully get them excited about maybe training to become an EMT and a paramedic.
The students that go through our program have immediate access to employment here with Huron Valley Ambulance. All right, so this is the type of scene awareness.
There's not a lot of requirements actually. 18 years of age, high school diploma, GED, valid driver's license, and no felonies. And we can get them involved in the program and start training them to become an EMT or paramedic.
They even got a glimpse at the 14-month program.
We're going to allow the folks visiting today to get into our driving simulator, and that's always a lot of fun. People get the opportunity to actually go through scenarios of driving, and they can kind of see what it's like to be behind the wheel of an ambulance going on an emergency situation.
And we want to give them an opportunity to train and learn and get involved in the healthcare field and save lives.
For decades, one organization is bringing strength in numbers on the campus of the University of Michigan to make the streets safe day and night. Every spring, Take Back the Night supporters make their voices heard through protests against sexual violence.
We are at the 39th Annual Ann Arbor Take Back the Night rally and march, which is a march to kind of empower survivors of sexual assault and give them a voice and kind of just show the community that this is a prevalent issue on our campus.
Sexual assault on college campuses in particular is what's been referred to as an epidemic. 1 in 5 undergrad women will be assaulted during their time at college, and 1 in 3 women will be in an abusive relationship at some point in their lives.
Everything that we have read and heard, experienced over the years that we've been doing this, I would say this is one of the worst epidemics that we have as a community, as a nation.
The rally welcomed people of all walks of life to spread the message of empowerment.
We will have State Senator Rebecca Warren giving an opening address. We will be having some dance groups perform. We have 2 slam poets who will be reciting poems about sexual assault. We will also have a men's pledge, as well as just giving some statistics and facts about the issue of sexual assault.
If you want to break silence, you need to be in a comfortable space to talk about it, so victims can go from being victims to survivors and to become thriving survivors.
The Ann Arbor District Library is the space to be to take part in any number of remarkable activities. And now the library is offering opportunities to learn drawing techniques from a local artist that has made headlines throughout the country. Check it out. Doodlers and experienced artists alike had a chance to explore their imaginations with a little guidance from local street artist David Zinn.
Wow, nice. Pareidolia is, of course, the way your brain likes to see stuff that isn't there, like shapes in clouds that look like a cow or a pig, or a face in tree bark and things like that. And I found that if you mess up the piece of paper beforehand, it can be very useful to find drawings without having to look for them so hard. I'm very grateful to have been lucky enough to be born in and live in a town where drawing with chalk on the public sidewalk is specifically mentioned in the local laws as being okay. This is a town where if you want to express yourself on the public street with something that's going to wash away, you're encouraged to do it.
David leaves an impression on more than just sidewalks in Ann Arbor.
He's really great. He's a good teacher is one that tries to fit humor into their presentation while still trying to create a learning experience, and I think that's exactly what he did.
So, with a similar spirit, trying to be as random I consider my canvas to be pretty much the entire world, or at least the parts of the world that you can draw on. I'm never going to fill all that space all by myself. So my best hope is to get as many other people drawing as possible. And classes like this, I think, help push things in that direction.
As we've learned, in Ann Arbor, the visual arts are not just seen in galleries. If you open your eyes, you can experience art in many ways throughout the city. Look as one sector of the community welcomes artists into their homes. One local neighborhood is chock full of talent during the West Side Art Hop.
Some of the artists are from this neighborhood, some of them are not. And it gives artists like me, I'm not a working artist, but this is a second job after I was retired from teaching. So it gives us a chance to show things on a really casual, easy level.
Barbara has a passion for the beauty of the surrounding world.
I do a lot of flowers. Actually, my favorite things to do are buildings. And that little street scene there is from a little town in southern France, in Provence, France. This is from Cornelia, which is a little town in Italy.
Artists of many mediums bring their best for people strolling through the streets of Ann Arbor's west side.
They can see glass, they can see acrylics, they can see watercolors. I think there's jewelry, there's photography, there's all kinds of stuff. From things that are on the cheaper end, which is a lot of this, to things that are really quite large and more expensive. So you get a good variety.
Women, men, and children were doing their turns on the catwalk. Yeah, the catwalk, giving us a glimpse at this season's wares available at retailers throughout the county. The A2Y Chamber of Commerce highlighted the latest styles as they hosted Fashion on the Ave.
Well, we are ready to get started, and with that, let's take it away. Have fun.
This is our 4th year in the making, basically just to support and represent our local retailers here in the community.
You're going to see something you could wear to a wedding, something you could wear out to dinner, something you could wear to a reception, to an event like this, something that you could travel and feel beautiful in Ann Arbor, New York, Paris.
The runway lit up with fashions for all ages, attitudes, and genders.
You're going to see a line of seasonal fashions from kids' fashions to some elegant wear for ladies. We also have men's clothing from a sports line, and we offer it every day, all day.
They are local, but then some of them are independent, and some of them are chains like Sam's Club. And then we also have Fall Raven, Banana Republic, Athleta, and some of those common names as well.
Maximory is a fashion brand where I design all clothes handmade. We offer fashion show services where I design a collection and plan the fashion show event for you.
Collected Works is celebrating its 40th anniversary of being in business in the downtown Ann Arbor area. And we are specializing in small designers that are from the United States.
We offer, great fashion from some of your hottest designers right now.
Scenic Dexter was taken over by easels and canvases as the town was literally painted. Paint Dexter Plein Air Festival is a standing invitation for artists to get their inspiration from this quaint village.
It's a week of painting or drawing or doing whatever outdoors, Monday through Thursday, and then Friday morning is the quick draw. When we get here and we do something in about 2.5 or 3 hours, and then we present that as well.
What you do is you bring whatever medium you like to work in, you take it outside, you set up in a lot of different locations around the town, and you begin to paint.
It's just a lot of fun. Very nice people, nice events in this lovely village/city. So it's a great thing to be outdoors, painting with other people.
The right materials can make all the difference.
I'm here today working in oils. I can work in other mediums, but oil is really fun to use outside. It doesn't dry out too quickly, even in the hot sun. And that's a very useful thing to have when you're standing outside in the breeze and the heat.
The Huron River seemed to be a hot spot for visiting artists.
I was painting the river, and I love this particular railroad trestle. Those are incredibly large blocks of stone, and to put this together was just beautiful. And then to create this archway that people walk through.
I really like painting the water. What's important to me is when you're picking an outdoor subject is you have a good pattern of light and shadow, and the light on the water really provides a lot of emphasis in the composition of the painting, and that's why I like to be down by the water.
I would really encourage people who haven't painted to pick up a brush and come out, because you could be the next, let me say, Albrecht Dürer.
Ann Arbor is the place to be in the summer, and there is no better time than hanging at Gallup Park, surrounded by the beauty of the Huron River. For 37 years, Huron River Day has been educating us about our local body of water.
Long ago, with citizens and government agencies that really got together and like, how can we bring people down to the river? How can we improve the quality of the river?
This outreach celebration imparts wisdom about the river and the many ways to enjoy it.
We have paddle boats, rowboats, single kayaks, double kayaks, canoes, stand-up paddle boards, and tubes, so lots of different ways to get out and enjoy. And then we have many people who fish the river.
The U of M Museum of Natural History modeled the magnificent Huron and the land that surrounds it.
We've set up a stream table, which is a 13-foot river simulation where we demonstrate how a river flows and how erosion occurs within your community and how groundwater works to build up and spread pollution and other things in a watershed.
Insects like to spend quality time on or near the river.
We put the butterflies in the tent, and they're allowed to go in and feed the butterflies. We give them a Q-tip, and then the Q-tip is Gatorade.
It's really just a reminder of what an important resource we have and what a beautiful resource it is. And so come and enjoy it and be a part of it. And I think then you will become a steward of the river and want to protect it forever.
The menu was stacked as countless Ann Arbor eateries took over the downtown, serving up mouth-watering bites. Stomachs were full as people strolled through the downtown during the Taste of Ann Arbor.
Today, Taste of Ann Arbor is an opportunity to showcase what makes so many people love Ann Arbor. We are a foodie city, and we just can't get enough of the great restaurants that are available, and they're showcasing the best of the best down here on Main Street. Really outstanding food.
I think it's a really cool cultural experience getting to try foods from different restaurants, all different sorts of things that you might not be getting at home.
Entrees that ranged everything from all-American to international foods. Because they're bite-sized in small plates, you get a chance to compare and contrast different fish tacos, different chickens. You get chances to try different desserts, different salads. The best opportunity is to really get a chance to expand your palate by trying a lot of different things.
Once your appetite is quenched, there's live music and games for your amusement.
We just want kids to come up and want to interact with us and want to find out about the library, and the best way to do that is to provide trucks and hula hoops and fun things to play with, bubble machine, music. So we just set everything up and make it a warm, welcoming environment. We want families to come and hang out.
Friday the 13th brought the frights as the undead rose hungry for brains. People ran for their lives during the Ann Arbor zombie apocalypse.
Tonight is the zombie run. It's a run to die for. We have about 300 runners coming out, and they're running through Nichols Arboretum, which is right next to the central campus on the University of Michigan. And it's about a 3-mile run. And the zombies try to capture the people's flags on their belt, their lives.
More and more zombies got their kicks until runners could get to safety at the finish line.
I did survive the race, and because I am apparently really sneaky and good at evading zombies.
I've been hearing some reports that, well, normally zombies, we've got what are called stumblers and runners. You know, you can imagine the zombie stumblers are kind of stumbling their way. But I heard from a lot of runners that there were some fast zombies. They really made the people running tonight really work for their run, for sure.
The walls were shaking in homes all over the county as the Yankee Air Museum welcomed the best in aviation during their end of the summer air show. There was a large rumble as people looked to the skies during the 19th annual Thunder Over Michigan.
There's a fence line that surrounds airports everywhere you go, and this is the only time where the gates are open and you're able to get up close to not only the civilian pilots and the vintage military airplanes, but the modern aircraft and the crews and the pilots of those airplanes too.
The Blue Angels headlined as they performed unimaginable maneuvers.
Just being an inspiration to young kids is probably one of the best things. You know, when you get done flying, it's cool to go fly, but to go up to the crowd line and see how excited kids are about aviation and to hopefully inspire those kids to maybe follow in our footsteps.
I grew up close to Pensacola, which is where we're based out of. So just growing up, my dad always took me to the air shows and everything. And I was like, man, those are awesome. That's what I want to do. So joined the Navy.
When you're a Blue Angel, you're on the team only for a short period of time. You come from the fleet or you come from the Marine Corps, you serve your time on the team, and then you go back to serving the nation and defending our freedoms.
Aviation enthusiasts witnessed a slice of history as well as daring feats.
The reenactments this year will be American versus German. They are reenactments of different battles that occurred during World War II. They are very exciting because the infantry troops, the heavy artillery, the heavy armor vehicles, most of those actually have blank firing main guns or obviously rifles, etc. So it's very loud. It's a very visceral experience.
Visit a2gov.org/watchctn for more on this and other programs. Thanks for watching and tune in next time to FYI.